Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. Welcome to my humble educational video about English. Today, I'll be guiding you through our topic and I hope you're all feeling great no matter where you are. Before we begin, let me introduce myself. My name is RJ and I'll be your teacher for today's lesson. I'm really excited to learn together with you and I hope you feel the same way too. Now, before we jump into the material, I'd like to share a few expectation settings so that our learning experience can run smoothly. An expectation setting simply means the things I hope you will keep in mind while watching this video. Here they are. The first one, be mindful throughout the learning process. Try to stay focused from start to finish, and you probably don't want to rewind the video over and over again, right? So, staying mindful will help you understand everything more clearly. Second, take notes if you need to. I might speak a little fast sometimes, so it's a good idea to keep a notebook nearby. Feel free to jot down any important points that you want to remember. Lastly, make yourself comfortable and enjoy the learning. Learning is easier when you are relaxed. Find a comfortable place to sit, grab a drink if you like, and enjoy the lesson. Alright, are you ready? Let's begin our learning journey. Alright, now let's talk about what we are going to learn today and why it's important. Today's objective is simple. We are going to learn about the simple past tense. Why should we learn this, you may ask? Because the simple past tense helps us retell stories or events that happened in the past. Whenever you want to talk about something you did yesterday, last week, or even years ago, you will use this tense. Understanding the simple past tense will also make your conversation more interesting and more detailed. Not only that, it will broaden your language ability and help you express your experiences more clearly and confidently. So, by the end of this video, you'll not only know what the simple past tense is, but you'll also understand how to use it in your everyday conversations. Now, let's start by understanding what the simple past tense is. The simple past tense is used when we talk about actions or events that happened in the past and are already finished. In this tense, there are two types of sentences. The first one is nominal sentences. The second one is verbal sentences. The first one, nominal sentences describe a state of being, like feelings, conditions, or location. And it is marked by the use of past form of to be, like was and were. Was is for the subject like I, she, he, it. And for were is for subject like you, we, they. And then the second one, verbal sentences, it describes an actions or basically things someone did. And it will be marked by the use of verb to, which comes in two forms. Regular verbs, which will end in ed, and irregular verbs, which will be changed completely and must be memorized separately. That's the basic idea of simple past tense. Now that we understand the basic idea of the simple past tense, let's look at the formulas. We'll start with nominal sentences, then move to verbal sentences. Here are the formulas. The first one is the positive form. The formula will be subject added with was or were, and then lastly added with a complement. For example, I was happy yesterday, or they were at school last Monday. That's for the positive one. Moving on to the negative one, the formula will be subject plus was or were not plus complement. For the examples, she was not tired and we were not in class yesterday. Lastly, we have the formula for interrogative or question. The formula is was or were plus subject plus complement, and then don't forget your question mark. For example, was he sick yesterday? Or were you at the meeting? That's for the formulas for the nominal sentences. Alright, let's talk about verbal sentences formulas. Let's start with the first one, the positive form. The formula will be subject plus verb to plus complement. For example, I visited my grandmother, or she played badminton yesterday. And then the next formula will be negative. The formula is subject plus did not plus verb 1 plus complement. For example, he did not eat breakfast, or they did not go to Bali. Remember guys, for this one, it's a special case because the verb will change or will revert back to verb 1. The next one is question. or interrogative. The formula will be did plus subject plus verb 1 plus complement, and then don't forget your question mark. For example, did you watch the movie? And then the second one, did she join the class? And for this one, guys, again, it's a special case. The verb will use verb 1. It's not going to be in verb 2. Remember that. Alright guys, thank you for making it this far. Now, to strengthen your knowledge about simple past tense, here I have provided you with a set of exercises that you can do at home. For this part, I would like for you to change the existing sentences with the forms that I have assigned each with. You can pause the video to do the exercise. Next, here I have a set of exercise about verb 2 in which you will need to fill in the blank with the correct use of verb 2. You may also pause the video. Have you done it? Let's check whether you get it right. Here are the correct answers. If you got everything right, congratulations! But if you still have some errors, no big deal about it. There's always a room for improvement. Alright everyone, we have finally reached the end of today's lesson. Let's take a moment to remember what we learned. Today, we talked about the simple past tense, a tense that we use when we want to describe events that happened in the past and are already finished. We learned the difference between nominal sentences, which use was or were, and verbal sentences, which use verb to show an action. We also looked at the formulas for positive, negative, and question forms, and we practiced identifying each type. I hope this lesson helps you feel more confident when talking about your past experience, whether it's telling a story, explaining something you did, or sharing a memory. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of the video. I really appreciate your focus and your effort today. That's all for today's learning. Great job everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!